welcome to another week at the allotment journey. And yeah, it's been a productive week, a lot of weeding, and also the craziness of the polytunnel. It has absolutely gone ballistic with growth this week. Although cucumber is a complete and utter pain, growing crazy, but nothing on it at all. And also the pumpkin arch, or the squash arch I should say, has slowly started to come into life. So I'll show you that and tie a few more bits and pieces in. Here we are in the pumpkin arch. It seems to have really taken off, and it seems to be growing nicely. The Swiss chard is now starting to really heart up, and so is the bull's blood. So let me just show you it. So yeah, it's now starting to actually grow. Completely behind compared to everyone else's, but we have got some tiny little squashes growing away. Some kukikuris and some, I think these ones are called white custard, I believe. And yeah, the chard is slowly starting to bulk up. And I think there's another little white custard getting bigger down there. And then over this side, we've actually now got as well some little runner beans. It's finally growing on the little bush bean. And then all the bull's blood is starting to grow up. I'm intrigued to try this, which is good as well because it's not been attacked by any caterpillars. And this side, this one's really trying to grow up now, trying to slowly catch up on everything. And then behind, as you can see, the sweet corn is slowly getting there, and I think we've got a couple of ears now. So all in all, this week we seem to be moving forward. And also, do you remember last week when I said about that bed of Swedes, which I said was the worst we'd ever grown? It's full of weeds and everything. So I weeded it all out this week, and some of the Swedes are very small. Won't really probably amount to anything, but some of them have actually started to grow to a reasonable size. Let's just show you that bed quickly. Let me just switch you around. Here we are. Look, here's the bed, and as I say, some of them tiny little things, not really doing hardly anything, but next door he started to grow and actually get into reasonable size. But then some of them have grown at rather odd shapes, like that one, and some of them, like this one down here, have done nothing at all. But then again, that is actually the joys of gardening. Some of them live and grow well, some of them don't do so well. It's also amazing how the ones, they're all treated exactly the same way, but some of them want to live and grow, and other ones just want to just take their time and sometimes not do anything at all. It's the joys of growing and the battles we face at an allotment. Right, let's tackle this rather overgrown gooseberry bread. Let's have a little go at trying to clear this little lot up. Wish me luck. It's a horrible job weeding, but it has to be done. So I'll get this weeded out, and then I'll be back with you. So yeah, we won that battle. Didn't take that long, which is good. And yeah, so it's looking a lot clearer now than it was a minute ago. Much better, but yeah, it's a pain to weed gooseberries out. Don't know if any of you ever had to do it, because they're so prickly and thorny, yet they get eaten by everything. So don't know how that works, but yeah, it's another job done. On to the next bed. It's been a good bit of weeding on an absolutely beautiful evening at the allotment again. That's 4 beds down. Gooseberries weeded out, blackberries weeded out, red currants, and topped up the red currants because the bed was a little bit low. We've also weeded out the black currants, weeded all of the peas, and started to tie the peas back in again, which has been an absolute nightmare. Note to self next year, don't let it get that bad. Tie them up as you go rather than leave them and then get on with it down the line. Let me just show you what I've weeded out, and let's just show you this these beds. Here we go, that's the gooseberry bed all weeded, and I've also brought out the courgette out of the polytunnel because it's got some courgettes coming on it, but I don't think it's liking the heat of the polytunnel so much. So I'm going to bring another 2 out and see how they go out here for a little while in the fruit cage. There's the weeded out blackberry bed. Here is the absolute god-awful mess of peas, but started to tie them in on the front here. The back ones seem to be growing on, although I think a little mouse or something must have eaten the peas because hardly any of them have come up on that back row. And here we go with the blackcurrant bed, all nicely weeded out now. And there is, if you remember last week, that red currant bed that was absolutely full of weeds, and now it's all been weeded out and had a little top up of some of the Dalefoot's double strength wall compost, which is great for feeding your beds. Dalefoot compost is absolutely fantastic stuff. We've been using it for a few years now on the plot, all in the polytunnel. All the beds in there are filled with their vegetable compost, and it has cut down on the watering drastically. With the wall that's inside it, it manages to retain moisture nicely, so it's a great product. If anyone is actually looking for some compost, it's a fantastic product to use. It's not cheap, but it's peat free, and it does work, and it's really good value for what it is. While I'm here, I just thought I'd show you the polytunnel, what a difference a week makes in a polytunnel. The growth of things is fantastic. So let me just show you how we've come on from this week compared to last week. I don't know if you remember last week, these were those little squashes that were down here that were only, I don't know, over half the size, well under half the size they are now, and they are just starting to shoot up. And then in this side, all of the carrots are now starting to show themselves and come up. We've had some more of the lettuce, used some of that up. Got some more strawberry runners potted up there. Some of the lettuce is starting to bolt now, but look at these squashes. They are just starting to really take off. But this cucumber, it's as I said last week, so much growth, but then absolutely not a single cucumber on it at all. Loads of flowers on it, but there isn't a single cucumber at all. The salad bed, that's still coming along nice with the lettuces coming up and the spring onions there, some more beetroot, a couple of radishes and some more of the runners from the strawberry plants. And we planted up today, just transferred over some little of the purple sprouting broccoli into some bigger pots. It's 26 degrees in here at this time of the day, with both doors and sides open. It is absolutely crazy, and it's like 7:30 in the evening. And do you remember last week the squash that was in with the strawberries? Well, now this is how big it's got now. And it's now running across here. It's absolutely monstrous. So I'm going to get on with some watering now. Got a lot to do, and it takes a good hour or so to do all the watering, but it is a lovely evening this evening, so I'm going to get on with that. And if you've enjoyed this week's video, please like and subscribe, and let's get making some more videos. Bye bye. You plant your Christmas potatoes, you top them up, only for a fox to come along and have a dig about. So off they go to be moved into the fruit cage.